Commentary on Zechariah 10, KJV. Zechariah 10 is a chapter rich in prophetic imagery and spiritual insights, emphasizing God's care for His people, His judgment on false leaders, and His promise of restoration and empowerment. Below is a thematic commentary on the chapter. 1. God's call to dependence, verse 1. Ask ye of the Lord rain in the time of the latter rain, so the Lord shall make bright clouds, and give them showers of rain, to every one grass in the field. The chapter begins with a call to seek blessings directly from God, emphasizing His role as the ultimate provider. The latter rain symbolizes both agricultural sustenance and spiritual revival. This verse teaches reliance on God for provision and blessing, rejecting any dependence on human or idolatrous systems. 2. Rebuke of false shepherds, verse 2-3. For the idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have seen a lie, and have told false dreams. Mine anger was kindled against the shepherds. God condemns the leaders, referred to as shepherds, and the practices of idolatry that led His people astray. These false leaders failed to provide true guidance, leaving the people like scattered sheep. God's anger reflects His protective nature as the true shepherd of His flock. 3. The restoration of Judah, verses 4-5. Out of him came forth the corner, out of him the nail, out of him the battle bow, out of him every oppressor together. These verses describe the emergence of leadership and strength from Judah. The cornerstone refers to a foundational leader, often interpreted messianically as Jesus Christ. The nail symbolizes stability and security, while the battle bow points to military strength. Together, they portray a picture of divine empowerment and victory. 4. God's strength and presence, verses 6-7. And I will strengthen the house of Judah, and I will save the house of Joseph, and I will bring them again to place them. Here, God promises to reunite and restore His people, including both Judah and Israel, Joseph's house. This reunification is marked by joy and triumph. The strengthening is spiritual and physical, ensuring that God's people become instruments of His power and glory. 5. Divine ingathering and redemption, verses 8-12. I will hiss for them, and gather them, for I have redeemed them, and they shall increase as they have increased. The imagery of God hissing or whistling to gather His people portrays His tender yet authoritative call to bring the exiles back. The chapter concludes with a promise of redemption and restoration to their land. The people will walk in God's name, a mark of their renewed covenant relationship. Themes and applications. 1. God as the source of blessing. The opening verse teaches believers to trust in God's provision rather than external or human solutions. 2. Judgment against false leadership. God holds leaders accountable for their influence over His people, reminding us of the responsibility of spiritual leadership. 3. Restoration and unity. The chapter emphasizes God's ability to heal divisions and restore what was broken, foreshadowing ultimate redemption in Christ. 4. Empowerment for victory. Through His strength, God equips His people to overcome challenges, assuring them of His presence and guidance. 5. Faithful covenant. The chapter reiterates God's faithfulness to His promises, encouraging His people to walk in obedience and trust. Zechariah 10 thus offers hope and assurance, highlighting God's sovereign plan to bless, restore, and empower His people, while calling for trust, faithfulness, and rejection of falsehoods.